Ja, herzlich willkommen zu unserer heutigen Pressekonferenz vor dem Spiel gegen den FC St. Gallen vom morgen Abend um 8:30 im Letzigrund mit dem Mitchell van der Gaag. Mitchell, wie haben wir in dieser Woche das Ausscheiden im Cup verarbeitet?
Yeah, that was not easy. If you play the cup, you want to continue in the cup. You don't want to be an upset in the cup, so you want to go to the next round. And if that doesn't happen, then in the end it's negative for everyone involved. It's not good for the club. So that was a heavy one. It's a very heavy one. And I got the question after Servette if the win was deserved, and I always say yes, because in the end we won. There's always context in the game, and that was against Nyonnais as well, and there was context, but in the end you lose, and then you get criticism, and that's correct, and that's not only for players, that's for coaches, that's for everyone, and from there on you have to start working together again. Lots of people have opinions, and then it's important to stick together, and that was the thing we have to do. So it was a tough one, not an easy one to deal with, not for everyone. So from there on you have to start, you have the next day, we have lots of talks, and then you have to deal with that, and from there on you have to start looking forward to looking ahead to the next game, and that's the most important one, and that's what we did this week. And from there on, I saw a team that's eager to give a positive reaction from the loss. But yeah, it was hurtful. I think that's the right response.
Gut, dann würden wir die Fragerunde eröffnen. Wer hat die erste Frage? Tobias Wedermann vom Blick, bitteschön.
Ja, Mitchell, was hast du konkret in den Gesprächen angesprochen nach dem Lyon-Spiel? Wie hast du das aufgearbeitet mit den Spielern?
No, in the end, it's about not only that. You see, not only about the game. So it's about what happened during the game. It happened also what happened after the game. So you have to talk about that. You have to deal with that. So there are many things, many aspects, and you have to put everything in the right context as well. But in the end of the day, we didn't go to the next round. But you have to, what happened if we scored the goal from the penalty? What would have happened? Just imagine you win the game. How are we then? How is the emotion then? So I think that's our job. That's football as well. So I can understand all the negative responses, and that's correct. Because in the end of the day you don't go through. But what happens when you score that penalty and you go through the next round? How is the mood then, and how do you react about that game? So you have to always to be aware of that. So it's about taking your chances. How do you approach everything, and how do you behave after a game on the pitch? What do you want to show the public? But how do you want to perceive from the outside? So you speak about that. You speak about individual stuff like you normally do. You speak about unit stuff. You speak about the team performance as well. And then you have good things and bad things. And in periods like this, it's always easy to only point out the negative, and you have to be careful with that, because sometimes good things happen as well. Only the end result is not good, so we have to look at that. So it's more like a balance, and that we are accountable for the things we've done. And for me, that's I'm responsible as for everything, because that's the job of a coach. And then that's the first thing. You repair some stuff on the next day. You train. You talk a lot. You talk with the team. Then you have a day off, and from there it's a start for the next week. But you feel it's a bit heavy. You see the response. So then you talk with players more and in a different stuff, because we can look back. Always emotional and very negative, but you have to you have a next game. St.Gallen is leader of the league at the moment, so that's the next opponent. So you have to look forward to that, to play that game, and then it's also you play at home and you want to respond in a positive way. And and then the leader of the league is coming. So that you have to look at that as well. So it's if you win, then the next day it's easy. You come in at 7 o'clock and life is good and life is easy. And from there on, it's different. And you have to deal with that as a staff and as a club and also as the players. So that's what we mainly did.
Und wie bist du da in diesen Gesprächen? Bist du nach so einer Enttäuschung emotional oder so ruhig wie jetzt? Oder?
Yeah, but sometimes people make the mistake because I'm normally from the outside. I'm calm, but I don't like to lose. And people show that in different ways. Some people start to scream and to shout and whatever. Everyone is different, and it doesn't mean that if you shout more that you feel it more, or if you're quiet. It's like. I'm as a person, I'm like that. I see what I see. You talk, and from there on, you can be critical. In the moments, you have to be critical. You have to be accountable. You have to be responsible for yourself as well. So it's not only the players. So that's the mistake. Sometimes we make that we only point at players. No, it's a whole everything together. But I don't like to lose because it puts you under extra pressure. You don't want that. So every time when we had a good spell in the league until now, and then you get a big loss, and then all of it you have to start again, and then you are like this. So you get the pressure one more, and of course with pressure you have to perform. And it's with this as well because it's negative, and. Then all the good work you did before as a team, as everyone together, as a club, then you have to start again. And how you feel, I don't like it. I don't like it, to be honest. And but I respond in my way. If I don't do it in my way, in my opinion, it's fake. But the players know what I feel about it and how we deal with it and how we cope with it.
Und von den Spielern hast du eine Reaktion gespürt jetzt im Training, dass man spricht ja dann immer von der Reaktion zeigen. Jetzt kommt der Tabellenführer, hast du da gemerkt, dass die jetzt heiß sind, auch diese bisschen
I think it's double. I think it's double. I think if the leader of the league is coming, and then it's always something extra motivation because you want to show what you're worth of. It's a chance to get closer by, to get the points in. Although we know it's difficult, but that's one thing. And then you have the other motivation that you have to. I always talk about pride. You have to be proud of what you do. We work a lot to get good results, and all the clubs are doing that. But we work a lot as well to get results in. Yeah, and then it's better to pay off, and then we have our pride, and it's not good when people speak negative about you. But that's what we have to deal. That's our job. That's football because everyone has an emotion and have an opinion about that. So we have to deal with it. And sometimes it's easier than other times. But then you play every time with the extra pressure, and then you have to show, and you have to make it easier on yourself. And I think, looking back at the game, I think we should have made it easier for ourselves. And I think we did everything to do that. In the end, it didn't work out. So that's putting extra pressure. And then, the extra motivation is there. We lost. And then, of course, you have St.Gallen coming to play.
Die letzten 4 Spiele habt ihr nicht gewonnen gegen St. Gallen zu Hause. Was macht ihr
extra
Mut?
Motivation.
Was macht dir Mut, dass es anders ist? Auch St. Gallen hat ja ein bisschen einen Kick and Rush neu entdeckt für sich.
No, if I look at St.Gallen, I think what they do, they're really good at what they do. So they had the cup scare as well, and in the end they won it by penalties. So we talk about balance, and in a way it's positive, negative. So that's for them it was positive. And if you see them play, then it's no surprise they're at the top of the league. And what I can do with things from the past, I can't do a lot with that. It's a given. I know that with these kind of things you don't win games. It's something that happened in the past, and it's maybe an extra motivation how you look at it. And from there on, we have to show that on the pitch, and like we had to do when we play against a team from a lower division. So I see it more as motivation.
Weitere Fragen? Felix Frankli vom SRF, bitte.
Nochmal schnell zum Nyon-Spiel. Du hast gesagt, es gab auch berechtigte Kritik am Coach oder an den Coaches. Was ist das konkret? Vielleicht die Einwechslungen, Perea, der fast nie gespielt hat dieses Jahr oder auch Junior League, oder hat man die Elfmeter nicht geübt? Oder?
Yeah, these are the choices we make, and that's life as a coach. I mean, if it turns out in a positive way, then it's completely different. So that's where we have to deal with. Then I get these questions like, did you practice on penalties? Yes, of course we practice on penalties. So yeah, I can't say a lot about that because that's everything you do and all the things we make. In the end, we lost the game, and everything we say is to defend ourselves. And that I'm not like that. It's I have to take responsibility for that. And with these kind of questions, I understand them, but I can't do a lot with them. Of course, you look at it and you think, okay, if I look back, and I said to the players as well, if I look back. Would have made a substitution at that moment when we had the throw-in. I thought it was possible. In the end, they scored the goal in that moment. So it's not about the players who are coming onto the pitch, but the moment I did the subs, and then I have to look critical to myself. I said, okay, next time I won't do that. I saw some games this week, and then some teams, they had to defend corners, and normally you say, yeah, you don't stop, and nothing happens. So yeah, it's the way it is. I said to the players, it's my responsibility that we conceded a goal, and from there on, life goes on. I mean, I know myself really well, and I look at myself very critical. And these are the things we see, but that's why I said you ask me now these questions about practicing practicing penalties or whatever. Yeah, of course we did that, and of course we did the other things, and of course we look critical to ourselves. But once again, if we scored a penalty, for example, are we having the same conclusion? Are we having the same talk about everything? Have we seen the same game? But in the end, we lose, and I can defend myself, put everything in the context, or we can defend, but it's not worth it. We lost it. Point. End of story.
Jetzt ist das Team extra motiviert, weil der Leader St. Gallen kommt. Das war schon mal der Fall, dass der Leader nach Zürich kommt, und das ist dann 0:4 ausgegangen gegen Thun. Ist das Team jetzt weiter, denkst du, in dieser Zeit, dass sowas nicht mehr passiert?
In football, everything is possible, but it's a different team, it's a different opponent. They're playing in a different way. We take everything what we've learned from that game into the next game. So from there on, we play games. So I always say, don't make the same mistakes twice, not in a short period of time. And it's very interesting because it's always the negative thing we talk about. So we still talk about Thun, we still talk about the cup game. We don't speak about other games, so that's always interesting. But okay, have you seen other games? What did the team there? How did we perform? How did we create chances? That's always interesting. So that's why I said, if you look everything on the negative side, then sometimes we forget what we did before. So we have to make a good balance in that. And from there on, we have to be critical, but too negative doesn't help either.
Weitere Frage, Loris Brasser vom Tagesanzeiger, bitteschön.
Wenn man vom Negativen ins Positive gehen könnte, dann sprechen wir haben es immer wieder diskutiert, eben das Offensivspiel, du hast jetzt neue Perea wieder eingesetzt. Wie weit ist er? Wie weit kannst du auch auf ihn bauen? Oder wie stark siehst du ihn auch schon in der Meisterschaft als möglicher Spieler?
Look, sometimes it's like you see players in a certain way, and we know that Juan is coming from a long period of injury, working by himself, but you have to also to look at players, what kind of energy do they give, and Juan is a player who will give everything. He gives energy. He will make it difficult for opponents, and that's how he gives the team a boost as well in the way he performs and the way he acts and everything, and his character and his personality, and he needs to play games, and then we say, okay, we put him in because we see him in training. He gives that extra energy. He's a player who will give everything on the pitch. He worked really, really hard to come back, and in his way, in his energy, and in his way of playing, he can give the team something that we don't have, and that's the whole reason. And he worked a lot, and I know what it is to come back from a long-term injury. So he can give that team something special and he can give the team a boost. Did it pay out? Unfortunately, it didn't pay out, but it was not because of Juan. That was not the issue. But here, Juan can bring something to the team, and we thought it was important for Juan to be part of the team, to give the team a boost in that period of the game. And from there on, he's back, and he worked really hard for that, and he will give the team in the future some stuff. And he needs game time. He's not there yet. He knows that. And I always say I'm responsible for that. So I took the chance to put him in the team. And for him, he will give everything. And that's an option and that's my choice to make.
Und dann noch kurz zu deinem Spielsystem. Wie stark lässt du dich verunsichern oder lässt du dich überhaupt verunsichern von solchen Niederlagen, auch an der Spielanlage von deinem Spiel oder dem ganzen System? Hast du auch mal darüber nachgedacht, ein neues Spielsystem zu inkludieren oder vertraust du eigentlich dem Angestammten?
I'm not that stubborn. You have to see at the players who are available or not. So we struggled with our number 9s, and we have a couple of players who can play in the 9 position, but we struggled with that position because of injuries. So then we do something different. And that's why if players are available in that position, we sign them to play in a certain way. And of course, you have to be critical in the things you do. That's normal. Is it working out or not? If you're changing all the time, why are you changing all the time? Give that stability to the team or not? So these are the options we have to make. And as soon as the number 9s are available, then we're going to use them. And then we want to play in a certain way. And we continue to do that, and it's not that you are that stubborn, but it's like, okay, sometimes you have to adjust a little bit, you have to adapt a little bit, it depends on the opponent as well, but in general, more or less the same, and sometimes you make adjustments to improve the team, and from there and to do everything better.
Weitere Frage, Pascal Ruckstuhl, bitte schön, 20 Minuten.
Ja, Michel, die Niederlage war schmerzhaft im Cup. Hat das vielleicht auch etwas mit Ihnen oder mit dir gemacht? Oder wie stehst du dazu? Weil beim FCZ ist es ja immer, der Cup ist ein großes Ziel, der einfachste Weg nach Europa und jetzt ist es schon weg.
What do you mean, has it to do with me?
Ja, spürst du vielleicht, machst du dir selber etwas mehr Druck oder nicht?
Like that? Yeah, but you know there's always pressure, and if you don't win, then there's always pressure. It's the way it works. It's not nice, but it's normal in our job. And if you look around, not only in Switzerland but in other countries, it's happening more often and earlier in the season as well. So. Yeah, if you don't win, you're under pressure. If you work for a club like FC Zürich, you're under pressure. You have to perform. Sometimes even winning is not enough. So we know how it works. And if you don't win and if you get out of the cup, you put yourself under more pressure. So I know that, and that's why it's important to think in a certain way. I told the team as well that. Yeah, it's only ourselves that we can deal with this, because we can do something about that, and all the influences from the outside, I can understand that. People are disappointed too. That's perfectly normal, but it depends on us that we have to change something, and that's why I said it's unfortunate, because every time we have a good spell, then we make it very difficult for ourselves, and then you have to start all over again, and then there's depression even more. So, and for myself. It's normal. It doesn't mean I like it, but that's something else. But it's normal in my job, and you can ask many of my colleagues. It's the same everywhere.
Und Tobias hat es vorhin gesagt, gegen St. Gallen, die Bilanz ist nicht so extrem gut, sie sind Leader. Ist das vielleicht auch eine Chance für euch, dass ihr vielleicht nicht als Favorit in dieses Spiel geht?
Yeah, I said as well, it's a motivation as well. So that's an extra motivation. But if we look before the game, we said it's impossible to because the last four times we lost. Yeah, then.
Also nicht nur wegen dem, auch weil wahrscheinlich St. Gallen eher der Favorit ist und Zürich mehr zu gewinnen hat als zu verlieren. Auch aufgrund des Cup-Ausscheidens.
That's sports. I mean, how many times do you see upsets? You saw upset last week in the Cup, so it's otherwise it's better not to start. I mean, sport is from the moment they blow for the start of the game, they blow the whistle. It's all bets are off. I mean, then you have to show it on the pitch, and That's the way it works. It was when I started to play football a very, very long time ago, and it's still the same. So when we start the game, all bets are off, and you have to show that you're better than the opponent, and that's how it works. That's the way I see it.
Cool.
Vielleicht noch ein Wort zur Vertragsverlängerung von Zava. Wie siehst du seine Rolle? Wie wichtig ist er in deinem Spiel? Hast du schon viel gesehen in deiner Karriere oder viele Spieler? Wo ordnest du ihn ein?
Zava is a player with a very good future. I mean, you know his age. He's a young player. He started to play last year, and then he has to develop himself. And sometimes you see with young players when they start, and then the second year they struggle a little bit. But Zava is a player who wants to improve every single day, and of course in the meantime you make mistakes and stuff like that, but he continues to do some stuff, so it's good to see young players like that every time to improve every single day. He's always there, always wants to work. So for coaches it's a pleasure to work with, and fully deserves to renew his contract.
Siehst du ihn eher als Achter oder als Sechser?
I think with the qualities he has, and I think he can play on all the positions in midfield, and we have to find out what is his best position when he gets more experience and when he gets a little bit older, and then it's more to see. But he can do all the positions there. He sometimes lately he scored twice when he was playing in the 10th position, and then it was important in the role with Steven playing as a 9 that he makes the runs in behind. So he has that quality as well, that he can make the run, and he's strong enough to make those runs without the ball. So yeah, the way he develops is very promising. That's why he gets a new contract, but he deserves it as well in the way he performs, not only on the pitch but off the pitch as well.
Danke.
Tobias Reitemann.
Du hast den Penalty jetzt mehrmals erwähnt. Steven Zuber ist gleich zweimal gescheitert vom Penaltypunkt. Normalerweise einer deiner, oder wenn nicht der beste Spieler, wichtigste Spieler. Wie hast du ihn erlebt jetzt nach Tagen danach?
As you can imagine, he was not happy. Like no one was happy. And Steven is, with his experience, he knows how it works. And from there on you have to continue, and he knows that as well. So I always say, you have to take a penalty, and if you miss them, these things can happen. He takes the second one as well, so he takes his responsibility. That's the way it works, and from there on we have to deal with that. And he's not the only one who missed a penalty, so we can talk a long time about it. It is what it is. We have a talk with him, and you see, from there on, you have to go for the next game. It's disappointment, and from there on, you go to the next game, and then it's about how do you perform and how do you react, and how will you deal with that.
Gab es auch einen Austausch mit Angelo Canepa und Milos Malinovic, jetzt wo so ein erstes Saisonziel verpasst wurde?
I haven't spoken with the president. I have spoken with Milos, but that's on a daily basis.
Und noch eine Frage, Junior League hat jetzt wieder gespielt. Er gehörte, wie auch Lindri Kamberi, zu den Leistungsträgern in der Defensive in der letzten Saison. Wie siehst du die Entwicklung von Junior League nach seiner Verletzung, und was ist das Problem bei Lindri, dass er seit dem Thun-Spiel nicht mehr groß stattfindet bei dir?
Juni, he struggled with injuries. He's coming back, so it's the same with Juan. But Juan is a longer period of absence, so he needs game time. He's training. He's getting there, so he needs game time in the games we play. And from there on, he has to get his game fitness. And once again, it's interesting to see, because last year he was one of the players who played more often. But that's not enough. If you get injured and if you're not fit and if you can't play every single way, you have to be available as well. And then otherwise, other players will come in and they will start playing. So that's how it works as well. And that's unfortunate for some of the players. So that can happen. And Lindy, we have Livano. We signed him as a right fullback as well. He came in late, and then he had the game fitness, the same problem. Came in late, and then he needed time to get fit as well. And the moment he's fit, and we think we we can play him, he started to play, and from there on, it depends if you're happy or not happy. We have meetings with Lindy, we talk with him, and it's about, in the end, it's about always choices, and from there on, you have to deal with it, and not only the coach, but the players themselves as well.
Also wurde er als erste Wahl Rechtsverteidiger verpflichtet?
No, I never promise anyone to any player. I never in my life will do that. It's about, okay, we are interested in a player, we sign a player, and then it's up to them. It's you can never promise something. It's about the players, how they deal with it, how is the competition. So I will never promise that. We talk with players. This is the reality. This is what is going to happen. We have these kind of players already in this position, and then it's up to them. So it's nothing about promising or whatever. It's up to them, and it's about the team as well. So yeah, it's quite simple.
Pascal, Rückstellen nochmal.
Ja, nochmal zur Penalty-Thematik. Ich weiß nicht, ob du es mitbekommen hast, Borussia Dortmund hat ein ähnliches Problem. Girassi hat zweimal verschossen, schießt jetzt nicht mehr Penalty. Macht Zuber weiterhin die Penalties oder gibt es einen neuen Schützen?
We have to see. We have to talk, and he's still confident to do that. So we will see that.
Aber ist er in der Rangordnung ganz oben? Oder macht derjenige Penalties, der sich am besten fühlt?
Sorry?
Macht derjenige, der sich am besten fühlt, die Penalties, oder ist er der vorgesehene Schütze?
We are happy with the list we have now, and he's confident as well. So.
Also eine Liste existiert dann?
Ja.
Sonst noch Fragen? Keine Fragen mehr? Gut, danke vielmals. Wir sehen uns morgen Abend 8:30 im Letzten. Bis dann, schönen Nachmittag.
Thank you.
Thank you.